Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So yesterday I showed you a few of the journals that I need to finish. Well, actually there's 7 of them. So today I thought I would do this one, start on this one. Now I'm going to add the signatures in. I've done a little bit of preparing, so I've made the holes in here, I've popped them together. I've already sewed this one in, but the reason I want to show you is because I am adding beads to the spine on this one. I'm adding beads to the signatures as I sew them in. Now it is a little bit tedious, but I've done one. I haven't actually tied it in tight yet. I will do that at the end when I've sewn them all in. So I've just sewn it in, and I've got this beautiful green wax thread. Now this is from BB Crafts, and I've got a nice selection of different colors, so I thought the green would look really nice on here, and I've just sewn. These are just little seed beads which I've threaded onto there, and I just think it looks really pretty. I'm also going to be adding my little flower that I did and this, so I'm not quite sure whether I want to pop it on the outside or actually have it so it almost sort of like slides. So I will see. Let's get these signatures sewn in first. So what I'm going to do, I've got the green wax thread. I am going to take my next one, which this one doesn't have a huge amount in it, and all I'm going to do is just take 3 lengths of your signature. This gives you a little bit more than you really need, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Let me find, oh, these are great big scissors, don't really need them that big. Let me take my little Fiskars ones, there we go. Pop that to the side. So now I'm not the best at sewing signatures in. I tend to go all over the place. But I just wanted to show you this. So if you fancied sewing some beads to the spine, I just want to show you how to do it. So I'm going to start from the middle one like that, pop it through. Now I've already sewn the one, and I always start from the back, and then we go through that. I've made the holes like that, so let's go through here like that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to clip this end bit into there so that I don't pull it through, because I pulled the last one through. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it over like this, because we need to thread the beads. Now I'm taking the needle off. This is why I said you need a little bit of patience to do this one. And I've got a beading needle. I don't know whether you can see that. I don't really have. What have I got? Don't think I have anything dark. These are the needles. They're very thin, but they open up through the middle like that. Can you see that? So that means that you can pop this through the middle like that, and it closes up, and then you can just thread your beads on there, and it just goes straight on there. So really good. Now I've just got some little clear, well, these are quite big ones actually. They've got quite a big hole in them, and I've threaded on 15 on each one. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pop them on, they just slide on like that. So that's 8 of them. 9, 10, 11, whoops, 12, 13, 14, and then there's 15. Right, now these are quite big. I've done 15 because these are quite big. So let's just see, does that go? See, look, on this one I need an extra one, because these are slightly, they're not all the same. So is that 15, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. See, this one in there is really tiny. So let's add another one. Let's pop that on in there. Let's just see. Is that right? There we go. So we don't want them too bulked up. Now I'm going to take that one off. Oops, if I can. Like that. Pop that in there. Let's pop those up there so I don't knock it out of the way. Get my needle if I can pick it up. So this isn't one if you want to rush. This is one that's just, you need to just sort of like take your time. Now I'm going to just turn this over like that. Pop it through there. Through there. Then we go back up through. Let me just go down through just so I can make sure I've got that hole. Up through there. Oops. Let me see, this is where I get, hold on to that tight. Put my head, make sure my head's not in the way. This is why I attach it to the bottom, to the other bit, so it doesn't slide through. Gosh, let's wiggle that. Right, wiggle, 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 let's go through. I'm trying to do it so I don't stick my head under the camera. Okay, so that's gone through there. This is why I need to attach that, because I will end up pulling it through. Because I'm so clumsy. Right, let's pop through here. If we can, let's wiggle, wiggle through there. Come on, guys, get yourself in. I'm gonna go through. I just made another hole, probably. I think I've just made another hole through the back there. Never mind. Never mind. Let's pull that through there. And then we go back through this one. Like I always say, it's a lot easier when you do it at home. And you can move a little bit easier. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to thread these on here. Take that off. Take our little needle, because it looks really pretty. It looks really, really pretty. I'm just doing it with sort of like clear little seed beads, but you can do it with, you know, whatever color you like. You don't want anything too big, because I think it will be too baggy if you don't do it too tight. So let me just I'll just speed this up a little bit. Okay, so that was 15. So do we need 15 or do we need 16? So I think we only need 15 on this one. Do you think I put too many on that one? Do you think it's going to go too tight? Let's see. Bit late now. Right, let's just take this needle off. Pop this one on. Oops, an extra piece of thread we don't need. And then let's just try and get this through the middle. Right, pop it through. Let's turn this way around. Gosh, pop that through that hole. Come on, through you go. It's not going to go through. Let's just make sure this is big enough. There we go. Don't want to make too big a hole in here. There we are. Pop that through like that. Pull that in, and then just let's see if we can get through this nice and easily. Nope, nope, nope. It's not going to be that easy. Because, you know, my needles are so long. Okay, let's pop that through there. Right, there we go. Dun, da, da. Okay, let me just put my needle there, turn this round, undo that. Now we have to pull this quite tight. And let's have a look. There we go. Look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? Right, I'm going to do this one quickly. Now you know what I'm doing. I'll just do this one quickly off camera, and then I will come back and we will do the front of the journal. Okay, perfect. So that's done. Look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? Now I have left quite a big space at the top and the bottom because in some of the signature bits, like this one, this is quite sort of like small. I wanted to make sure it was in there properly and not sort of attached too far at the ends. But I think that's lovely, lovely, lovely. And I've left a sort of like a little bit longer. I've cut some of them off. But I might pop little dingly danglies or something on there. But I think that looks really, really good. Now I've still got a few little bits and pieces to add into there, but I think that looks lovely, doesn't it? So the other thing, now let me just pop this. Look, I've got these in a little, I've got really, really quite long ones, and I've got some short ones of these little beading needles. I got them off Amazon, so I'll pop a link under the video, but they're really, really good. And then let me pop the lid on there before I knock them all over. Let's get this organised. Now on this one, just pop this back in there like that, to the side, out of the way. So what I was thinking, oh no, the other thing I was thinking first was, what did I do with them? I had some little, oh here we go, little corners. I've got these little corner thingy-majiggities which are lovely, which I think might look quite nice on there. Not sure whether they're going to be too small, too big I mean, because this isn't quite thick enough, which is a bit of a shame. So let me just take these. I think I could probably glue it on, but I'm not sure. If I squeeze it, can you see that's gone a bit flat? I think that's not a good idea. If you have a thicker bit, I think this is just sort of like Amazon packaging underneath that. I can't really remember what I did underneath this, but if you've got a little bit thicker, I think they would go on, but I think they squashed too much. Right, the other thing was just going to wrap that around and see how much we need. So I was going to just tie this in a little bow, just so I don't have to work with it on the spool. Okay, I'm going to just chop it off there a little bit longer, like that. And I believe I'm going to have to pop that. Now I need to just get this. I'm just going to just singe the edges of this, just so it doesn't unravel. I might cut a little bit more off in a minute, but let's just do that first. So instead of that going over the top, I think I'm going to have to just thread these through like this, just so they are underneath. And that's on the top one, like that. So then that means it's going to sort of like stay put. That looks a little bit better than having them over the top, doesn't it? So what shall we do with this? Shall I have it as like a little slider? Because I think if I stick it on there and we do the bow, it's going to be sort of in the way, but I quite like it in the middle. Don't you? How shall we do that? I could do with, I suppose I could just do a little bit of, I suppose I could just lace it, not lace it, just add a little bit like that, couldn't I? Let's take a little bit off here. Maybe just glue gun. Just glue gun it like that, and then we could just slip that through. Which way? It's got a little bit smaller at the top than bottom, so I think I will do it like that. And just add a little bit of glue gun and slide that through. Shall we have a look? Shall we just see? I've got my glue gun on here. Let's just put a little bit. Oops, you're going to come out. There we go. A little bit either end. Stick that on. bit of glue on there. We don't want that. Don't want it to stick to the cover, do we? So then we've got like a little opening in there. This then should just slide through. Perfect. That's better, isn't it? I think then we've got this, a little slidey bit, which I think looks really pretty. So it's not overdone. It's quite nice. I'm not sure whether I should, wonder if I quite liked those little corners. Wonder if I could add anything just to thicken it up a little bit. Right, let's just see what this looks like. Pull that through. Let's do a little bow. Like that. Oops. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? So then this can just move around. And if you wanted it over there, you can pull that in there. But I quite like that in the middle, actually. And that looks really nice. Now you could attach this on there, stick that down just a little bit. But I think that looks nice. Now I would really like the corners on there. So I wonder if, could I make that a little bit? Pop a little corner bit of card or something in there? What do you think? Right, give me 2 seconds. I will be back. I'm just going to go and get a piece of card. Okay, so I have a piece of card, and this is like chipboard. Now, let's see. Do you think this is going to be too thick? That will go in there. Squeeze that in like that. Obviously I wouldn't have it at the top, but what I would do, what do you reckon if I, God, do you think this is going to be worth it? Let me find a pen. Oh, here's a pen. Let's just do that. Don't want that whole shape, do I? Because I don't want it to poke out. So let's just see. Take a little, so it's like a little, just a little corner of the, I'm going to take this off a minute actually. Let's put that to one side for a second. Oh God, now I've lost it. Oh, there it is. It's so small it disappeared. Now we don't want it on the outside, we want it on the inside. Do you reckon this is going to fit under there? Oh, I think so. Oh, look at that. Oh, perfect. That's perfect. And if I would squeeze that on, that will be on there. Lovely. What do you think? Do you think I should have stuck it, a bit of glue in there? Maybe I should pop just a tiny bit of glue. Let's take that out. What shall I use? Let's use a little bit of 3-in-1. Just a little bit. Don't need too much. Let's pop that back on. And then stick this underneath. Am I going to make just a big mess now? Let's go this way. I think this is a bit of a palaver, but in the end I think, let me take my little pokey tool, I think that might look quite nice. I don't know where that's going to go in now. Let's push that in. Let me turn around this way. Stick that in. Oh, the things we do to make things look nice. Let's pop that in. Okay, now I need to just squish it down just a little bit. Lovely. Let's go around this way. What do you think, guys? Oh, it's a little bit offset, isn't it? Could do with banging that in, but I think it looks okay. A little bit offset, but I think I'm going to do the rest. That's on there now, isn't it? Let's get another one of these. Let's pop it on this corner. Let's just draw around that so we've got like a shape. It's not a very good shape, but let's just cut that like that. Probably a lot easier way of doing this, isn't it? Should I just cut the rest of them? Just need to put that on just so I get the right size on there. Put it that way. On there. Okay. I think it's easier if your journal is a little bit thicker of a paper, isn't it, than doing this. There's a bit of a palaver, but I think it will look quite nice in the end. Let's take that off. Let's do the bottom one. Shall we have a little bit of glue? A little bit of glue on there, just to keep that on. Let's pop that on there. Take this, just slide that underneath. That one went in a little bit better. A little bit of glue there. Where's my little pokey tool? Let's go around this way. Poke that in. Don't bend all your pages. Oh, I think that looks good. Do we need a little squeeze? Did you think I squeezed a little bit too hard on the other one? There we go. Oops. Fabulous. Let's do the other two quickly. Oops. Let's turn it around this way. Open that up. Pop a little bit of glue on. Look, because the ends, I haven't quite tucked those in properly, have I? So let me just cut that little bit off. Pop that on there. Pop this on. Hold that from behind and let's try and tuck this one in. There we go. Oh, it does help if you have long nails. I've made you a little bit too big. There we go. Oh, perfect. There we go. Who would know that there's anything tucked in there? I'm going to turn it over this way and squeeze that just a little bit, just so I know it's not going to squeeze down. Look at that. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect. A little bit of glue. Look, we've got oozy out glue on there. We don't need all of that. We just need a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's pop the lid on there. Pop that on with my last little piece. Look at that. Stick you underneath there. Pop you underneath. Just turn around and just push that in. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So yeah, I think I must have used an Amazon packaging to do the cover for this, because that's quite thin, isn't it? So look at that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's give it a little bit of a squeeze on there so it's nice and tight. Perfect. Lid on there. Look at that. Love it. It looks nice with the little corners, doesn't it? Right, shall we pop this back on again? Whichever way round it went, not that it really matters, does it? Let's tuck this under here again. Oops, that's not easy. Through there, through there, and through there. Now again, like I said, if you wanted to, you could probably just stick that down, but I popped it on the top one so it doesn't slip down, so it won't slip. Oops, pull this through. Let's make sure these are level. There we go. Make sure they're the right length. Look at that. Well, I think that's pretty much finished now. I think I've got probably a few little bits and pieces to do inside, but that is one that can go on to my shelf. So that's one of our journals finished from yesterday. Oh, lovely little pile. Look at that. I just love it. I quite like this going backwards and forwards. And again, this can come down the middle. That can go on there, and then we've got a lovely, and this is what you'll see from on my bookshelf. So I think that looks nice, doesn't it? Even something clipped on the top would be quite nice, but there we go. So there we go, guys, one journal finished, and I think that looks really nice. So just a few little extra touches, just a little bit of a tweak here and there, but loving it. So this is going to go onto my shelf. And tomorrow we would do the other ones. So I think, what about the one I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to show you, because one of you asked me about doing I showed you in the Oceanic Adventures journal. It was one of the pages that's got like the torn bits in blue. So I'm going to have a go at doing that tomorrow. So I'll show you how to do that, because I think I need to add a few more little bits and pieces to those journals anyway. So I will do that. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. This is going to go onto my shelf now. And maybe I'll tie a few little bits on there. We shall see. But it's all done. Pretty much done. So there we go, guys. Take care. Stay safe. And I will see you soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.